So coming to you, Praveen, and I'll start with addressing the elephant in the room, which is, while these high-tech technologies are becoming part of the healthcare, what about the concerns related to the security, and maybe start with the potential risk or the challenges, because you have been more on the implementation side. So, what do you see as the challenges or potential risk of implementing a generative AI framework, for example, in a solution that is into healthcare?
Yeah, right. So, like looking at the experience that we had, right, implementing a lot of use cases and while speaking with customers as well. So, of course, there are some use cases that are straightforward, but there are some use cases that are definitely like kind of a challenging. Mainly when the customers are expecting the quality of the outcome, right? So, the AI models, of course, provide a good result, but how are we going to make sure that this is like kind of accurate enough? So, and inaccuracy in healthcare can lead to serious implications, right? So, we have to be sure that the results that we're getting are accurate enough, because these are going to be end of the day impact the end users or maybe patients most of the times. And because of the there is less transparency how exactly these results are derived. There are like a lot of challenges that are coming to whether we should use that or not. So that is one of the biggest challenge, the quality, I would say. Then, of course, that Harvey has touched at the start, one of the point about the concern, the legal concerns as well, and their privacy issues. So definitely, that is one of the aspect where the regulation and standards are followed or not. And of course, that coming back to the concern, security concern, with ChatGPT, like most of the time that question has been asked, and in ChatGPT, like OpenAI's privacy policy itself, they mentioned that whatever data we provide to them, to the model, whether it's a conversational message or file, or even the feedback that we're providing to the model, they are actually using that for the retraining purpose. So that is one of the biggest red flag for anyone to use the ChatGPT. But of course, if we use wisely with anonymization and other things, there are some ways which can be helpful that can be overcome. And another biggest challenge we found is sometimes customers came to us and they tell that, okay, we want to integrate it with their EHR or maybe a imaging system, right? So how exactly the data that is flowing from different systems and how we can integrate, get the response from the chat GPT for it. That is one of the biggest challenge, because like as you know, right? So EHR and EMR systems are, of course, they're operating on like HL7 and Fire nowadays. But again, there are a lot of different challenges that are coming, mostly because that is kind of a health PHI data and sensitive data that we have to deal with. So definitely, these are the risk, I would say, or challenges that we're facing.
Okay, thank you, Praveen. Yeah, I think the challenges with every disruption, I believe, it always comes